Good morning from Patmos, Greece on Marella Discovery, and today I'm going on tour. I'm going up to see that monastery in the background, so follow along, make sure you like and subscribe, and see what we're getting up to. It's going to be a windy one today apparently, that's why I'm hiding in the corner.
I'm on tour today. We're meeting in the theatre.
So because this is a tender port, although we're on the bus, we've got to catch the boat over, so they give you priorities for the tour for the tender, and then we're boarding the boat on deck one. So holding up the other passengers who want to go on the boat. Tour ticket counts first.
We're using the local tender boats today.
Back in Greece.
So you get off the boat, and all the Marella Cruises people are here to show you to the bus. I'm on bus number 1.
I'm up the back of the bus. Seats are a bit reclining. It's one of the things we've got on the bus. We've been given 2 tickets. Came to the Apocalypse and Monastery like that.
We set off from the port of Skala up the hill to the town of Chora and the Monastery of St John the Theologian. On the way, our tour guide told us about life on the island of Patmos and some of its history. The monastery is named after St John, one of Jesus' disciples, who wrote the book of Revelation. They know that he was living in Patmos when he had his visions because it says so in the Bible. The monastery is a place of pilgrimage and in 1999 also became a UNESCO World Heritage Site. It's a bit of a walk up the hill, and there are some steps, so just be aware if you've got mobility issues. You can't smell this, but it really smells of incense. The monastery was founded in 1088, and some parts of the building still date back to the 11th century. No photos are allowed inside the monastery, although you can search online for a virtual tour. Inside it's all gilded frescoes, beautifully carved wood, and religious artworks. Some are over 500 years old. There are 7 bells because that's a perfect number apparently. The number 7 is mentioned hundreds of times in the Bible. There's also a museum which holds books and manuscripts. There's the Purple Codex, dating all the way back to the 6th century, which includes the 4 Gospels of the New Testament. Then they have printed books from around 1500, and the printing press was only invented in the 1440s, so these are some of the earliest books ever. And one of their oldest manuscripts is from 941 AD.
And the museum also has some icons and lots of gold and paintings and little mosaics and jewellery and some cloth actually. Cloth fragments from the 6th century as well. It's amazing what you see in this little museum sometimes. So we've got a bit of free time to explore now, but we're due back out the bus for 10:45 for our next stop.
The refectory is where the monks used to come and eat, and it's one of the oldest parts of the monastery. Up on the top of the monastery, you get a view over Patmos, and there's Marella Discovery down there. I did consider doing this as a DIY tour, because on Google Maps it doesn't look very far from that little town up the hill, but this hill is enormous, so I don't think I would recommend walking it, although apparently there are buses. We have had a really good tour guide though, and it is one of those places where you get the benefit of having somebody to explain what you're seeing. So actually, to be honest, this has been really interesting, and I think sometimes it's worth paying that bit more for a tour.
Okay, a bit of free time, and it's downhill walk afterwards. This is an amazing lookout point. Apparently, it's people come here just for the view. Beautiful island, and apparently that's Turkey in the background there. You can see the mainland of the mountains. That's the Turkish mainland, and you've got lots of different islands around here. She was telling us the story of Skala, which I think is around here. We sailed past that the other day. And apparently in the story of Icarus, who flew too close to the sun and his wings melted, he apparently landed where Icarus is, and that's why they named it after it. So we came up that ramp, but apparently you can walk along this way into the town, and then it just loops back down on the way to the bus. So apparently it's only a 5-minute walk. Got 9 left to be back on the bus. You can walk a bit fast and just see what there is. Actually, you can see the bus waiting for us down there. This is the high street of the town, which means that it's a very small town. I think we were quite lucky because there's a couple of more tour buses that turned up from the ship now. We were bus number 1. And we had all that monastery to ourselves, whereas there's like 2 coach loads now. It is only a tiny little place, but definitely well worth seeing.
First stop was the monastery. Next stop, we're off to the Cave of the Apocalypse, which is where St. John's supposed to have written the Book of Revelations. So if you know your book of the Bible, that's the last one. If you don't, it's the one with the Horseman of the Apocalypse, that one. And now we're heading down to the Cave of the Apocalypse. It's a slope down to this one, not steps. The monastery now. There's a monk that looks after it. No filming in this one again, so putting the camera away and enjoying it. So this is the Cave of the Apocalypse. It's where St. John is reputed to have been inspired to write the Book of Revelation. They know because in the Book of Revelation he said he got his vision in Patmos. It's amazing. It's a UNESCO World Heritage Site. As well as that, it's a site pilgrimage. I'm taking another pilgrimage site off my list there as well. There's a chapel built in front of it now. It's dedicated to St. Anne, who is apparently meant to be Mary's mother, so Jesus' grandmother. So I didn't know that either. So see, this is what you get. Get a good tour guide, you learn all sorts. Yeah, so that's the visit to the Cave of the Apocalypse. I didn't realise I was coming to a pilgrimage site. So, like taking off the UNESCO World Heritage ones, and then, well, let's face it, thousands of people come to a pilgrimage site. That's heritage, isn't it? The views of Patmos, don't let it down from here as well. It's beautiful. It's on a small island,
It's absolutely lovely. She was telling us on the bus as well that they don't have an airport. They do have one of the busiest heliports in the Aegean. So you can fly into nearby islands and then you come over here. It's not very touristy, apparently. So it's only a short tour this morning. It's only 11:30, so 2.5 hours. I mean, the last tender back's not till 4 o'clock. So that means we've got loads of time now to go and explore Skala. Very Greek with its little white buildings. Oh, this little central square with lots of people sitting out having a drink. Get away from the square and you've got lots of little shops everywhere. In these narrow wide streets, so very Greek wide streets. One street off the main tourist bit, and you're in the quiet back streets.
There is a hotel if you want to stay here, and I spotted some smaller places in the back streets.
If you want to go and explore, there are lots of taxis. There's a taxi rank.
This beach is easily within walking distance of the tender boats.
And it's a little beach bar. You can sit, overlook in the sea, have a drink.
And as well as the tender boats, there are ferries, so it's an ideal place to do some island hopping, really. Lots of nice yachts here. Apparently Patmos is a favourite place for celebrities, so you might be able to do a bit of celebrity spotting.
It's fun, isn't it? One day when I'm a billionaire, please do like, subscribe. Help me make those billions. When I'm a mega influencer and I can afford a yacht, I'll show you what it's like. In the meantime, I'll just show you what it's like to wander around these places and dream. So it's taken me half an hour to walk from the bus where they dropped us off down the marina. It's not a big place, is this? I think actually it is a destination to come and see the monastery. If that's not something that interests you, actually you can go and spend the day on the beach. I'm sure that'd be quite nice. Beautiful, quiet resort, although it's not. Listen to the wind howling there. Down to the sea, isn't it? I think I've forgotten to record this one, so I better do it now while I'm thinking about it. So I'm on local beer, Mythos. I love it. This is my second one. I've been having a little social media moment, updating all my Instagram and chatting to family and WhatsApping and you name it. I'm here on a beach bar. I never normally do this, especially on an all-inclusive cruise. I'm normally a tight one, but to be honest, it's amazing. And look up there on the hill, you can see the monastery where I went this morning. It's a busy road behind, I don't care. It's just lovely. Just sitting here, having a beer, minding my own business. Beautiful. I have to say, that has been one of the loveliest afternoons I've had in absolutely ages. It's 10 to 2. It's been a couple of hours just having a couple of beers with this beautiful view. I'm going to go see what Patmos has left in the rest of the town, because I didn't do the whole of the town. I got caught up in the back streets and then I'll catch the boat back. The last one's 4 o'clock and it's 10 to 2, so I have plenty of time. It's not that big a place, so it's going to have a bit more of an explore. And the boat's coming in and out. Then just on the waterfront, you've got all these nice little boats here. I think I prefer my big boat. There's beautiful Marella Discovery out at anchor. So I'm back down at the square. You can do souvenir shopping, get your fridge magnets. If you want, I got mine up at the monastery actually. I got a hand-painted one. So it's always nice to get something a bit more unique if you can. The cafeterias are all a bit quieter, but I suppose a lot of people have probably started heading back to the ship. It's after 2 now, so people who've come for lunch will have had their lunch. If you're island hopping, or if you're really adventurous, you can rent a car. I would not do myself, but there you go. Or everyone's got scooters. There are obviously people who come here to stay, and there's enough restaurants and cafes and bars to keep you going. But I'm also going to say there's not a huge amount to see. I mean, for all it's beautiful, it's a nightclub. Wow, how busy that gets. For all it's beautiful, it's not right out here. So if I was island hopping, I'd pick maybe a couple of days. Unless you want to just sit in the bar and drink mythos, of course, in which case I'd have an extra down for that because I thoroughly enjoyed it. I could have stayed for lunch, but I'm not going to do. But you know, seems like you can't beat it. I do like a bit of Greek food. So yeah, Greece, one of my favourite places to visit. Been a lucky boy, been able to come more than once. I took the right-hand road, and then taken the road to the left, and a lot more cafes, little bars, little bookshops, a little telephone kiosk. Little church here. So actually I just went on completely the wrong road. This is the thing, make sure you explore everywhere when you're exploring. You don't want to miss anything out. It's pretty, isn't it? Yeah, dare I say it, I think Patmos might be the highlight of the cruise. It's not a big place, not loads to see, but if you go on tour and do the monasteries and stuff, that fills your day. Or you could just go and sit in a bar and have a couple of mythos, that definitely is good. There's a little beach there, you can go and swim in the sea. Clearly loads of people on the ship doing that. Spotted all the blue Marella towels, so you know where they come from. I'm just watching around, seeing lots of people still around, although it does seem to be time for everyone to get back on the ship now. They're starting to head towards the boats. It's noticeably quieter, but lovely. So, you know, I don't think you need days and days and weeks in Patmos, but you could certainly spend a couple of days here. Beautiful. So, let's see what else there is and then get back to the ship. Actually, this is quite a long street, much longer than I was expecting it to be. I think I'm on the edge of town here now, so time to turn around. And then it's dead easy. You just cross the crossing from town, and you're at the port, and this is where the little boats are. So, really straightforward. You have to have your cruise card to just show you're going back to the ship. I'm not going to mess about just in case I miss this one. You get back to your cabin after a lovely day out, and what's waiting on your bed? It's time to say goodbye, Letter. It's going home time nearly. I mean, it's not. We've got Heraclion in Crete tomorrow. It's not till Monastery on Monday that I'm going home, but even so. So, these are your instructions and a little envelope with my flight number on. Let's have a look and see what this says. Okay. So different cruises have different instructions, so don't assume that just because you did something on one cruise it's the same on the next. So if you remember, if you watched my Marella Explorer 2 video in Croatia, we had bonded luggage and it just went off the ship and you picked it up at Manchester Airport. Not the same here. So basically I've got my yellow luggage tag and I need to put that on, have my case outside my cabin by 2 o'clock in the morning on Monday, and then you pick that up in the car park before getting on the bus. And then my coach time is Manchester 9:55, so you have to be at the coach departure having gone through immigration 15 minutes before, so that's like 9:40. So you get off the ship, go through immigration, collect your suitcase in the car park, put it on the coach, take it to the airport with you. So it's slightly different. We don't have to be out of cabins till 9 o'clock though, so actually 40 minutes isn't too long to be hanging around, so that's not so bad. Plenty of time to have breakfast. But anyway, that's for Monday. It's still Saturday. Absolutely starving, so I'm going for a big afternoon tea and a beer. Sailing away from Patmos. We're sailing away early. We're off to Heraclion in Crete tomorrow, so make sure you check out that video when it turns up. A bit further away from Patmos now. In the distance, we've got all these islands of Greece and Turkey. I'm not quite sure which are Greek, which are Turkish, which are mainland. But very scenic. Actually, you don't know what the sea's like. Yeah, smooth as anything. I haven't felt the ship move once so far. Touch wood. Just touch wood on the old railing there. So I've come at 22:08. I want to go to Gallery 47 and the waiting time's half an hour, so I've got a buzzer again. So that means I'm going to go to the atrium bar because I haven't done that yet. And I'm going to have a drink. I'm having a pre-dinner drink in the atrium. There's not much going on here in fairness, and the live room is only there, and there is stuff going on in the live room. But I've got my little buzzer here on my knee, and I don't know how far the range of that is. So I think I'm going to stick with the atrium. There is music in the background, which I'll have to edit out, of course. I'm buzzing, and that's been way less than half an hour as well. About maybe 20 minutes. Gallery 47, so this is the Italian one. I think there's two different menus with lots of stuff on, but they repeat. So you miss it one night, you can go again. Whereas downstairs in 47 degrees, it's a different menu every night. Just in case I can't pronounce these, I'm going for calamari. And I'm going to go for the involtini di manzo alla siciliana. That sounds good, doesn't it? And then I usually do tiramisu on a cruise, but I'm not going to do it because I've just seen going next to me having that and it looks amazing, so I'm going to have that. You do get the posh bread here, and your olives and oil and balsamic, so it's a treat upstairs, is that? And I'm on Merlot tonight. This is what the restaurant's a bit like. I don't want to have too much because people are having the dinner, but I'm in a little corner there, so tables are actually quite close together. So last night I was chatting to a couple who were right next to me because there's literally that much gap between you. So it's like sharing a table when you're not. I have seen some of the solos coming out and having a big table together. Even on my own, to be honest, I've not had many nights where I've not had anyone to talk to. So for starters, I've got calamari. I love this anyway. I kid you not, every day I make the same joke that I'm only on my one glass of wine because it never empties. They never let it empty. That's enjoyable inclusive. You get unlimited top-ups. And my calamari is delicious.
This is the involtini of beef.
This is panettone pudding with custard and ice cream. It's amazing.
Plenty of choices of entertainment for the evening. So there's a game show in Squid and Anchor, or music in the live room. And then it's the Divas show in the theatre, with an after party in the live room as well to end off the night.